Welcome to another form Titan video, and in this video we'll show you how to set up the ignore mandatory validation for PDF when using download and print option into the system. So what I'll do is let's set up some fields, and we'll just use some very basic stuff here to make sure everything's working as expected, and then do the demonstration at the same time as well. So let's just call this one first name, last name. Email is okay, we'll just get a signature option as well. Only need one. Cool, that's that done. Can move all of this here. And then finally I'll get a submit button. Like this. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go and set up a PDF. Okay, and we'll call this one, we'll do it in dynamic mode just to make it easy. We'll say hi. And then what we'll do is we'll just insert, go to settings, preview before submit, and we'll check interactive mode and then allow download, print and save. Now this is where it's going to come into the play. Okay, so if we click apply and apply again, I'm going to go ahead and insert some fields. So I'm going to insert first name, going to insert last name, and then I'm going to insert email, and then signature. And then we'll just set this to be 300 by 300. Okay. Once this is done, we'll go back into settings, interactive, and we'll add our fields. Like this, like this, like this, and like this. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to make all of them mandatory here for now. Now look what happens. If I click apply, apply, save and preview, and then I'll click submit, you can see these fields are modifiable completely. Okay, and I can even go ahead and sign and add some stuff here if I want, like this. But if I try to download, it will say no, you can't download because that field is mandatory. If I try to print, it's going to say the same. It's going to say you can't because that field is mandatory. So you need to do something about that before you can print or download. But there sometimes comes a case where you actually just want to bypass both of them and just want to download it regardless of whether you filled them out or not. So in order to do that, what you need to do is you need to go back in here, click on settings, click on configure, and you need to check ignore validations. Okay? Once you've checked ignore validations, let me see if it actually applied. Yep, it's applied. Save, and now look what happens. All of these fields are mandatory. All of them are for the sake of it, but I'm only going to fill out the first one, Joe, and actually I'll fill out the second one as well. Now this is mandatory, but I'm not going to bother filling it, and I'm just going to sign it. Okay, once I've signed it, and if I click download, you can see now it doesn't give me an error. It doesn't say that field's mandatory. It actually allows me to download my mapping quite easily. And if I want to print, I'm allowed to print it too. And that's the point of ignore validation, that it will ignore the mandatory field completely and will allow you to print it as well. Okay, so very, very simple and easily done. And the way you do it, you just simply go in here, go to settings, configure, and check ignore validations. This is how it's done.